And we're ready.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of Hamilton City Council for April 9th, 2025. A little after 6 o'clock, we're in City Council Chambers at 345 High Street. We have one public hearing this evening involving amending various zoning ordinances. Roll call, please.
Moeller.
Present.
Pullman.
Present.
Fear.
Present.
Vaughn.
Present.
Ryan.
Present.
Nab.
Present.
Lauer.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Okay. We're going to start off with an offering of prayer by Councilmember Michael Ryan, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand if you're able.
Lord, let us live each day in the most loving ways, the God-conscious ways. Let us serve all who are in need, regardless of race, color, or creed. And Lord, please continue to guide our city council, our management teams. And please protect our police officers and firefighters and keep them out of harm's way. And please continue to bless our city, our state, and our country, the United States. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have some special presentations this evening, but we're going to start off with some words of wisdom from a 100-year-old World War II Navy veteran that Councilmember Lauer, myself, and Councilmember Nab had a chance to recognize. And that is Herman He gave some words of wisdom, and this man is sharp as a tack, and I wanted you to kind of hear what he had to say.
People who care about our country, and this good people. That's what you are to us. Thank you for being a hero. And I'm going to have Councilmember Lauer say a few things, and Councilmember Nab say a few things, if that's okay. And then if you want to say a few words, we'd be honored. Or you can just smile and laugh, because that alone is contagious and beautiful to see.
That's what we see every Sunday morning.
Be able to be here
Yes.
this time, because there's several reasons I think I've lived this long. One of them that I think is the most is I eat peanut butter 3 times a day. 3 dollars peanut butter 3 times a day, and I ride an exercise bike twice a day. I've done that for many years. And the other reason is my mother was, her father was from Sweden, and her mother was from Denmark. They came over to this country, and they traveled from cross country in covered wagon to Montana, and so they were. If you could survive that, I think you have good genes. She was. She lived to be 96, so I know she has good genes. My sister lived to be 99 and a half. So,
You beat them all.
I still like the peanut butter.
There's a lesson right there. This man's a walking history book.
He was I'm going to call him he's Lieutenant, United States Navy. And I think in Okinawa, he said, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, that he could get fresh produce. So he kind of wheeled and dealed. He exchanged fresh produce for the use of a Jeep. So that's a guy you history teachers can talk about is Herman Lawrence. But you guys want to say anything about it, gentlemen?
Go ahead, Joel.
What an amazing gentleman. And when you think about all the history that he has lived through, the Great Depression, the bombing of that we took on from Japan, World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, all the conflicts, all the history that he has seen, lived through, everything that he has seen in Hamilton that has brought us to this point. What an amazing gentleman. It was such a pleasure and honor to just go to his house and celebrate his 100th birthday. I don't know how many of those guys we have left, but my goodness, what a life he has lived, and what an honor to meet him.
He raised his family here in Hamilton. He was a chemist at Procter & Gamble and with a number of dairies. He lived in Iowa when he was growing up and on dairy farms and things, and he pursued his degree in dairy chemistry following the war. So Herm has an amazing story. As the mayor said, he's as sharp as a tack. His shadow boxes, his memorabilia of wartime things is incredible. His son said, Councilman Knapp, my dad was worried 10 or 15 years ago that he has dementia, but he tells me to go up on the third shelf and over in the corner, there's this piece of information that he needs. He said he still is as sharp as a tack. He serves at the VFW. He's an officer at the VFW, and he still goes to the monthly meetings. So he's quite a guy, and it was an honor for us to be able to spend a few minutes with he and the 40 people or so that were at his house to be able to celebrate his 100th birthday.
Proudly served in Herm Lawrence. Okay, Healthy Hamilton Neighborhood Games by Health Director Cindy Hawk.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm here this evening to speak to you about a new summer event that we are planning for our city youth and families. The Healthy Hamilton Neighborhood Games will be held June 1st through June 14th in our city neighborhood parks. The Health Department has partnered with our city neighborhoods department and with Envision Partnerships, the Greater Miami Valley YMCA, Hamilton City Schools, Hamilton Parks Conservancy, and 17 Strong Neighborhoods to provide this event. Joining me tonight is Christina Latta-Landfeld with Envision Partnerships and Mike Bramer with the Greater Miami Valley YMCA. We are all working together to promote healthy living through physical activity. We are hoping this event will be an exciting way for our neighborhood families to come together for a friendly competition and have fun being physically active. So let's give you an overview of the games. The neighborhood practice games will be held June 1st through June 12th at a neighborhood local park. Each day we will be in a different neighborhood. The age groups will be 7 to 9, 10 to 12, and 13 to 15 years old. The kids will be given one game item to take home to practice for the final game day on June 14th at Markham Park. The games will be competitive in two ways. One way is through individual competition, and the other is through a neighborhood competition. Those winners will be determined on June 14th at Markham Park. There are 6 individual games: jump roping, badminton, soccer kick, hula hooping, obstacle course, and disc golf. We do need to have neighborhood team captains, volunteers, sponsors, and neighborhood participation. Christina will now let you know how we are working to promote the games to the community. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Well, we are very, very excited about this, and I think going to print today at Beth Art are 500 postcard size English and Spanish postcards with those save the dates, QR codes, just asking people to get involved in whatever way that they want to. We know not everyone is athletic, and so even with hula hooping, everyone can do that, at least one turn, I think. But even if you don't want to do it, there's lots of ways to get involved. So we encourage everyone to participate in that way. We also have several yard signs that are getting printed as well. So many thanks to the YMCAs, to the Hamilton City Schools. You'll see those outside coming up in the next week or two. The really big thing that we're looking for right now is those neighborhood captains. And captains can be high school members, it can be middle school members, it can be with a parent. So we're hoping to get them involved. And really the thing we're looking for from those captains is to share the date to get people to participate. The best way to get points for your neighborhood is literally just to show up on your practice day, and then to come on the 14th and have a lot of fun. The other thing that's really exciting is the Family Promise Dash is partnering with us, and so their event is also the 14th, and we have a special discount code, so you can get points by participating in that and helping out a really wonderful nonprofit as well. So, thank you. Any questions?
Sounds like a lot of fun. City Council likes challenges like that.
I think
The
so.
last time we were challenged, we got smoked by Hamilton High School's It's Academic team, if I'm not mistaken. Then we got smoked by the bowling team, one of the high schools, but
I don't think you brought your A game though.
I did, yeah. So, hey, council could be up for a challenge or maybe just a fun, be a referee or something like that, but it sounds like a great way to bring neighborhoods
Can we
together.
vote on that? I already volunteered us to do the hula hoop.
Mr. Mayor,
There goes
Please.
ladies, gentlemen, I had the youth commission today, and I shared with youth commissioners at Hamilton High School, the main campus, what we intended to do. So we may have some volunteerism through Erin Watkins, and Erin was pulling up things that she could pull up to be able to send out to the high schoolers there when you talked about captains and appropriate things for all the different neighborhoods. So they're all about it. So I prefaced this evening's meeting. Hopefully they're watching us here on TV Hamilton, and we'll be able to have an outreach there from the high school as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, proclamations. We got some special folks from Baden here. Kathleen Burke could not make it, but I'll tell you about her at the very end. Paul Zimmerman and family, could you come up here, please? And Chuck Minery and family, could you come up here, please? All right. Family up here, make sure we got presenters up. All right.
Good to see you.
Okay. Stand on up.
Hey, Bernie.
Now, who all here graduated from Baden High School and was taught by either one of these two folks? Come on up here then. Brandon wore a tie for this occasion. I didn't tell him no either.
I taught the best part of being in high school for 4 years.
I'm here.
No, get down there, man.
Shouldn't Terry be up here?
Okay. Councilmember Lauer told me, and I read about the two of you in the Baden magazine, and these guys have like combined like 88 years of teaching, something incredible like that. But, okay, Joel, you start off.
Whereas Hamilton City Council and City Administration would like to recognize Paul Zimmerman, who truly bleeds Baden green. As he retires nearly 40 years of teaching social studies at Baden High School, his legacy remains strong, and he'll still be a part of the community as a regular substitute teacher.
Is that right?
Whereas Paul Zimmerman, a beloved teacher and 1977 Baden graduate, has spent decades inspiring students with his passion for history, making it come alive in the classroom. And whereas Principal Patrick Keating, a former student of Mr. Zimmerman's, praised his sharp wit, engaging lectures, and genuine care for the students, qualities that have made Paul a mentor and a role model to generations. And whereas, after earning his degree from Miami University and Xavier University, Paul returned to teach at his alma mater in 1985 and never looked back. And whereas he was honored in 2022 as Baden's Educator of the Year by the Hamilton Community Foundation, a testament to his excellence in education. And whereas he's taught a range of subjects over the years, including U.S. history from the Civil War to 1911 and a dedicated World War II course. And whereas Paul credits his teaching style to the great educators who mentored him, saying he still teaches in much the same way, with purpose, clarity, and heart. And whereas married to Bernadette Bernie Malone, 1976 grad, Paul has deep ties to the Baden community through family, education, and sports. Their son Terry graduated from Baden in 2008. And whereas Paul also made his mark as a coach, starting with five sports his first year, and went on to coach football and track for decades, including Baden's 1990 state championship football team. And whereas he fondly recalls working alongside legendary coach Terry Malone, learning from his wisdom and adapting those lessons both on the field and in the classroom. And now, therefore, I, Pat Moeller, Mayor Joel Howard, City Council Member Pat Moeller, and members and other members of the Hamilton City Council do hereby recognize and congratulate Paul Zimmerman.
All right. Let's do this. Go ahead, if you would, Michael, and read Chuck's. Then we're going to have a little bit of conversation about these guys and hear from their spouses and from former students.
Mr. Menery, whereas Hamilton City Council and City Administration would like to give recognition and congratulate Chuck Menery on his 4 decades to teaching excellence at Baden High School. His journey nearly took him to the Peace Corps in 1981, but a chance encounter with assistant principal and coach Terry Malone changed everything, and he never looked back. And Chuck Menery will retire in May after 44 years of inspiring students in the Social Studies Department at Baden High School, a place he's proudly called home for his entire career. And Principal Patrick Keating noted that Chuck is one of those rare individuals who becomes an institution in themselves. For generations, students began their high school journey in his world history class in room 011, an experience that left a lasting mark. And Chuck chose to return for one final year so he could retire alongside his close friend and fellow teacher, Paul Zimmerman. And he was honored as Baden's Educator of Excellence in 2009, and his energy and passion have positively impacted thousands of students over the years. And where Chuck brought history to life in the classroom, knowing that students engaged more when learning is exciting and memorable. He believed in making history relevant to the present to help students truly understand and appreciate it. And according to Principal Keating, Chuck's classes felt like stepping into a time machine, never boring, always immersive. His influence will long be remembered by the Baden family. And beyond teaching, Chuck coached football for 25 years, including during Baden's 1990 state championship, and revived the track program in 1984. And reflecting on his career, Chuck said he simply gave it his all every day, and he hopes his students saw his passion and felt inspired to learn. And I, Councilman Michael Ryan, along with Mayor Moeller and the rest of council, recognize and congratulate Chuck Menery.
All right, Bernie, now for you to talk about Paul.
Wow, I wasn't prepared. Well, I would like to congratulate both Paul and Chuck. They have dedicated a lot of time to the students in the community, and it's great that they're going out together. They're both knuckleheads. I don't know what they're going to do without each other every day to talk to, but history's always been important. learning about history. And I would like to congratulate Paul on always bringing the human story to the classroom, because it was important for students to relate to real people, that the images and the stories and the lessons he was teaching weren't just paper and pencil in a book. So I would like to congratulate him that throughout his career he did manage every day to bring the human story to the classroom, and therefore students learned. So I'm very proud of him for that. And I don't know what we're going to do with his history book collection. It rivals the Smithsonian. I don't know. That's all.
Okay.
And congratulations, John.
Your turn.
I'm also caught off guard. Thank you, Bernie, for giving me a minute to think. I am arranging how they can come to your house together after I get home from work so they can stay together. But I am, yeah. I am also very proud of how much Chuck loves Baden and how much he's loved his job and how much he's loved the kids. And it's a family there, and it's always meant a lot to him. He goes in every day ready and to entertain teenagers. I mean, teenagers, think about it, you know? So I'm very proud of his endurance, if you will, over a lot of time, a lot of changes, and the energy that he continued to bring, and kind of angry that he waited that last year with Paul. No, just kidding. But no, I congratulate both of them, and I know that they're going to still manage to enjoy many, many fun times together. Thank you.
Former student time.
Thank you. I just want to thank both of you guys. As a former student, having both of you as a teacher and as a coach, I'll just share my time up here on behalf of so many other people, hundreds and hundreds of young folks who you all mentored and helped shape and form in the classroom and on the field. Thank you, guys. I'd like to mention that Mr. Zimmerman he and I have exchanged a few books here over a series of years, and I think I've read more since I've left Baden about history. He's taught me more about history since I left Baden than while I was there. So I appreciate that connection. But thank you both. I'm proud of you guys. So excited for you in this next chapter, and thank you for everything.
Hand off to Michael.
Sure. Mr. Menery, I vividly remember your world history class, but I got to tell you, the one teaching moment I'll never forget was the segment on the Bolsheviks, where we had to draw the picture. And I know I took time drawing mine because I was terrible at art, but the guy next to me, who I will not name, forgot to do his assignment and literally just wrote his or drew his Bolshevik artwork right there on a pad of paper and turned it in. So it's how you teach the students, how you engaged us. You made class so exciting. It was fun. And I know people always thought world history was boring and dry, but you made it so much fun. Everybody enjoyed it, and that's something I will always cherish. So I'd really appreciate everything you did for Baden and me personally. Mr. Zimmerman, your U.S. history class was great memories. I wish you guys the best and appreciate everything you've done for the Baden community.
Not prepared, but give it my best shot. So I feel like a giant hole in my resume at Baden is that I actually did not get to have Mr. Menery as a freshman. And it's one of those things, right, that everyone that graduates from Baden talks about freshman year with Mr. Menery down on the first floor. So I unfortunately did not have the pleasure of having you freshman year, and it certainly still comes up when reminiscing with high school friends, right? It's just one of those institutions within the institution. And Z, I was fortunate to have 45 present with you, certainly a class that I absolutely loved at Baden, as I think did everyone else, is one of those classes that everyone looked forward to, and so appreciated you making it, relatable and enjoyable and making it fun. And, outside of class, just the presence that both of you have within the school, and I think your relationship and interaction with students that, whether it's coaching or just bantering with, you know, kids in the hallways is certainly something that we all cherish and remember from our time at Baden. So thank you very much.
Paul, Chuck, I just want to thank you for helping make me the person I am today. I know I was probably a little challenging at times, but man, you guys have made an impact in my coaching career, my teaching career, in my life. I want to recognize Teresa and Bob, Mary Sue and Dean and Terry. Thank you for coming. You guys have all been a part of my life. Thank you. But back to you guys. Hey, you talk about the human side of things. You guys bring an element that we miss sometimes today, and that's an element of just genuinely being a male figure in today's society and how you carry yourself with such dignity. And I appreciate all the lessons that I got from you guys, but the memories on the football field I cannot replace, and I'm so grateful for those. So thank you very much. We won't talk about Wolferts.
I'll be really quick here. I had a similar gap in the experience that Lauren had and that I did not have. Chuck, I had the great Tom Raines my freshman year as my history teacher. And actually, I guess I'm up here on a technicality because I really only had Z for homeroom. I had the great Terry Malone for history, so count myself fortunate in that respect. Make me blush, dude. But you know, the things that have been said, the institutions, the legends that you guys are within the Baden community, the examples that you set for the men that walk that hall, I think that impact is going to last for a very long time after you're gone. So thank you both.
Oh, before you guys speak, I know you. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Paul, I know it was quoted in here in the documents that I got about you that you made history important. You made it fun. You made it interesting. And you walk into his room, there were like photos of famous people in history all over his room. So, I mean, obviously this man loves history and he communicates history to students. Chuck, I'm not sure if Michael said it or not, but somewhere along the line you said that it's a good day when a student went home and said, you wouldn't believe what happened in Mr. Minery's class today. You said that was a successful day if you got that type of reaction from a student.
My son said that.
Really? So I'm not sure if there was in those proclamations, but it was in the documents that I read. I'm going, that is so cool. That is so Minery, too. I just said that. All right, you two guys, the brothers.
Wait a minute now, don't, okay. All right, sorry, Chuck. Listen, I'll be very, very quick here. I think the thing that has made me the most proud is seeing these guys up here that I taught in the position they're in today. And also, when I teach, and I'm teaching, a lot of my peers are people I taught. And that really, really makes me proud. But to see you guys up here really is a great thing. It is, and it makes me sincerely proud. So thank you. I'm a proud citizen of Hamilton, born and bred here. I'm very proud of that, and I really appreciate this. Thanks a lot.
I'm not sure if I can top that. I'm caught off guard like several people brought up here. I feel like I'm out of my element. I'm not sure I do very well talking in front of big crowds like this. I'm very at home in my classroom with teenagers, so now I'm in front of adults, and I struggle a little bit. I'm out of, I don't know what they call it, out of my element, so to speak. But I would like to thank everybody on council here for allowing this event to take place tonight. Mayor, members of council, Joel, thank you very much, especially. Spent a lot of time with Joel over the years at Baden, and but everybody else who spoke here tonight, thank you very much for the comments for Paul and I. There's two things that I'd like to say. One, actually, it's a question. Why did he get honored first? I just would like to know that. I was sitting there thinking, no, wait a minute. just kidding, whatever. But I try to make history as fun as possible, and it's my passion. And I just, Mayor's right, I just try to bring up stories and things that'll catch their attention. And I hope it was good enough for the kids and for the parents who made sacrifices to send their kids to Baden. And everybody here is a testament, a legacy of Baden, who came up here. And I'm glad that I was part of that legacy, along with Paul. And I could not have a better colleague. He's my best friend at Baden. And he's the best. I could not ask for a better buddy to teach with. He's been there to kind of prop me up at times. And we went through a lot. Good times outweighed the bad. But this man here, you cannot find a better colleague to teach with, and he is a brother to me, so I'm going to miss that part of it, but hopefully we can move on. And before I stop, just one last thing. I want to give credit to another person out in the crowd who was a coach of mine and a teacher at Baden High School, and that's Dean Wright, sitting in the back there. And I know you didn't expect me to say anything, but Dean taught me world history, and he also coached me in football, and the coaches at Baden and the teachers at Baden helped me be what I am today, but also the students here. But I did want to recognize Dean. Thank you very much for being part of that. But I'm not sure what else to say, but thank you very much. I'm very humbled, and we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Would the other members of the Baden family please stand? If you're a member of the Baden family, please stand up. That's at least a few of you. I know I can picture you from here. Thank you for being here. About a round of applause again for Chuck and Paul.
Thanks, Pat. Good to see you
Mayor, thank you.
There you go.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about Kathleen Burke, who could not be here. We have a proclamation for her. I'm just going to mention a few things about her because she's also somebody that's I'm sure the Baden family is very proud of. She's actually, I believe, according to Councilmember Lauer, that she's had some kind of interview involving her attendance in her next school, which I believe is University of Notre Dame, which that alone is just like incredible. She was among the less than 1% of American high school students being named National Merit Scholarship finalist based on performance at the PSAT. And she was a National Merit semifinalist in September 2024. Completed further steps to earn finalist status. So she's that 1%. It's incredible. She's one of that 1% that's so academically gifted. Her parents are also both Notre Dame graduates, Andrew and Christina Burke. She says she's grateful for her educators who not only supported her through school, but also through life. And that's folks like Paul and Chuck. And she's a talented swimmer. She competed in Division II state swimming meets for 4 consecutive years, which that's amazing all by itself when you got a freshman swimming against seniors. And so she also is a great example of the Baden experience. And I believe I heard Patrick Keating say that she really took advantage and did great with the opportunity presented to her at Baden High School. She could not make it. We'll try and get this to her at some other time, but she's a lady on the move, and congratulations to Kathleen Burke. Okay? A round of applause for her. I'll say Chuck first instead of Paul. Chuck and Paul, we're not making history tonight. So there's probably no reason for you folks to stay here if you don't want to, listen to us all night. We're going to do good work, but we ain't making history tonight, I don't think. If we are, that would be great. It'd all be positive history. So thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Audience of Citizens, but nobody signed the book for Audience of Citizens. So that takes us out of that next part of the agenda. We now do the consent agenda, and that includes all staff reports, all caucus reports, and meeting minutes. And we do have a committee of the whole tonight, and that'll, it's time when council has an opportunity to ask questions, provide some direction, comment on reports that are being presented by members of our city team. So I'll set the motion that that the regular meeting be recessed and the committee of the whole take place.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman, second by Council Member Nab. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none. That motion is carried at 6:41. Mr. City Clerk, you're going to lead us through the caucus agenda?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay.
Our first two presentations will be made by our Finance Director, Mr. Dave Jones.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. The first caucus agenda is the second supplemental appropriation for 2025. This is a relatively small supplemental appropriation. The reason we're bringing this before you is we need to get $5 million appropriated for the new booster pumping station out at Hamilton Enterprise Park. Just want to note that this is 100% grant funded. We've got Butler County ARPA funds, and we've got funds from the Ohio Department of Development. We've also got a little over $103,000 for the New London package plant out of the wastewater fund. And with the Hamilton Capital Improvement Fund, we've got $648,000. It was appropriated in 2024. The budget closes out at the end of the year. We're just reappropriating that in 2025. Is there any questions on that one?
Next one.
So this next one is an ordinance. It's actually going to be an emergency ordinance to bill and levy special assessments for the sidewalk and driveway apron repairs. This is an association with the street resurfacing and then the projects that the infrastructure department performs. The first one was up in the Fairway Hills subdivision. So when we go through there, we resurface the streets. We also do concrete work for sidewalk blocks and driveway aprons. With the street levy, the city picks up the cost of the curbs, but the homeowner is responsible for sidewalk blocks and driveway aprons. So with this, we're going to be billing the homeowners in Fairway Hills and also the four neighborhoods you see in bullet point 2 there. Bills will go out in early May. You can mail checks in to the address here at 345 High Street in Hamilton. You can come into the utilities customer service area and make payments in there. We will also accept credit card payments over the phone at 785-7170. All payments are due by August 29th, 2025. If you can't make a payment, we will assess that to the real estate taxes. You know, some people look at that negatively. It's kind of a really good financing option in my mind because Fairway Hills is financed over 10 years. The 2023 concrete program is financed over 5 years, and it carries a 4% interest rate, which is a great rate really in today's environment. Any questions on that one?
Questions? Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Okay, and our last caucus presentation will be from me. Okay. Hello, Mayor, members of council. So agenda item number 3 is another liquor permit application. This is nearly identical to what was presented to you at the previous council meeting. So this business that's located at 1499 Main Street, I believe this is Bubbakoo's Burritos. The previous meeting, they applied for a D1 liquor permit, which is for beer sales to be sold and consumed on premises. They also recently submitted a permit application for a D3 liquor permit, which is for the sale of specifically liquor to be consumed on premises. City departments, including building, fire, and health, had no objections to this liquor permit. The recommendation that's been prepared in your caucus report is to not object to this liquor permit. Do you have any questions for me about this item? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll set the motion that the committee of the whole be closed.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilmember Fear, second by Councilmember Vaughn. So we got a first and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is carried at 6:45. I'll set the motion that the regular meeting be reconvened. So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Ryan, seconded by Councilmember Fear. Roll call vote on that motion, please.
Moeller.
Yes.
Pullman.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Fear.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Nab.
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Motion adopted, 7-0.
Yeah, I'll accept the motion this time.
Sorry, I don't understand.
You sounded kind of funny there.
That's right.
Mayor,
Vice
make a
Mayor
motion that with the exception of the items so noted, council receive the reports of the consent agenda and concur in their recommendations.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman, second by Councilmember Fear. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is carried at 6:46. We now go into the public hearing section of the agenda. Now I'll set the motion that the regular meeting be recessed and the public hearing take place.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Nab, second by Councilmember Ryan. First and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is carried at 6:47. Please read the public hearing into the record.
A public hearing regarding amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Hamilton, Ohio, pertaining to the first round of zoning text amendments for 2025, Section 1700 Signs, Section 2400 Plan Development Regulations, Section 2405 Office Plan Development District Regulations, Section 2406 Business Plan Development District Regulations, Section 3000 Performance Standards, and Section 4300 Nonconforming Lots, Land Uses, and Structures. City of Hamilton applicant.
Okay, accept the motion. Whoops, sorry. Anyone in the audience wishes to be heard at this public hearing involving these zoning ordinances? Anyone in the audience wish to be heard at this public hearing involving these zoning ordinances? Anyone in council wish to be heard or make a motion at this time?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Vaughn, second by Councilmember Lauer. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is carried at 6:48. I'll accept the motion that the regular meeting be reconvened.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman, second by Councilmember Ryan. Roll call vote on that motion, please.
Moeller.
Yes?
Pullman.
Yes.
Fear.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Nab.
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Motion adopted, 7-0.
Regular meeting is reconvened at 6:48. We now go to council actions pertaining to legislative items, and I'll accept the motion.
Mayor.
Vice Mayor Pullman.
I move that a note be made upon the minutes that each member of council was furnished a printed copy of each item of legislation prior to its being considered at this meeting. Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman, seconded by Councilmember Nab. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. That motion is carried at 6:49. We now go to pending legislation, second reading of an ordinance involving the construction of a Kroger Marketplace and Fuel Center.
Okay. An ordinance approving a preliminary and final plan development at 182 North Brookwood Avenue and approving the specific use requests and variances to the Hamilton zoning ordinance pertaining to the construction of a Kroger Marketplace and Fuel Center. Ann McBride, FAICP, McBride, Dale Clarion, applicant, second reading.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the ordinance be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Vaughn, seconded by Councilmember Lauer. Any questions, discussion about this? And we can all say thank you, Kroger's. There's no other comments. Roll call vote.
Moeller.
Yes.
Pullman.
Yes.
Fear.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Nab.
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, 7-0.
We go to agenda item number 6, second reading of an ordinance involving sidewalk cafe regulations.
An ordinance amending and supplementing the codified ordinances of the City of Hamilton, Ohio by amending and supplementing Chapter 917 Sidewalk Cafe Regulations relative to adding more detail to boundary design, materials of construction, and a one-time permit fee. Second reading.
Mr. Mayor.
Say that, Councilmember Nab. Okay.
I move the ordinance be adopted.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Nab, second by Councilmember Ryan. Comments, questions on this one? Roll call vote, please.
Moeller,
Yes.
Pullman,
Yes.
Fear,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, 7-0.
Go to agenda item number 7, which is under new legislation, first reading of an ordinance involving special events and permitting process.
An ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 315 Special Events of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Hamilton for clarification, efficiency, and to better align with the current permitting process. First reading.
Thank you. We go to agenda item number 8, 2 readings of an ordinance involving the classifications of assistant building director, senior inspection supervisor, and permit administrator.
An ordinance amending and supplementing Schedule A of the city's classification and compensation plan as set forth in emergency ordinance number EOR 2024-12-117, adopted December 13, 2024, as amended from time to time to establish the classifications of assistant building director, senior inspection supervisor, and permit administrator, first of 2 readings.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the rules be suspended and said ordinance be read a second time by its title.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Vaughn, seconded by Councilmember Ryan. Roll call vote on that motion, please.
Moeller,
Yes.
Pullman,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Fear,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Motion adopted, 7-0.
Second reading of the ordinance, please.
An ordinance amending and supplementing Schedule A of the city's classification and compensation plan as set forth in emergency ordinance number EOR 2024-12-117, adopted December 13th, 2024, as amended from time to establish the classifications of assistant building director, senior inspection supervisor, and permit administrator. Second reading.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the ordinance be adopted.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Vaughn, seconded by Councilmember Ryan. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, roll call.
Moeller,
Yes.
Pullman,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Fear,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, 7-0.
Here we go to agenda item number 9, first reading of an ordinance involving our zoning ordinances.
An ordinance amending and supplementing section 1700 signs, section 2400 plan development regulations, section 2405 office plan development district regulations, section 2406 planned business plan development district regulations, section 3000 performance standards, and section 4300 non-conforming lots, land uses, and structures of the zoning ordinance of the zoning ordinance of the City of Hamilton, Ohio, as part of the first round of zoning text amendments for 2025, first reading.
Thank you. We go to agenda item number 10. It's a resolution involving AMP and the Eco Smart Choice Sustainability Grant Program.
A resolution authorizing the application to end the acceptance of the grant funds from the American Municipal Power through the EcoSmart Choice Sustainability Grant Program, and authorizing and directing the city manager to execute any and all documents necessary to accept and receive said grant funds.
Mayor.
Vice Mayor Pullman.
Make a motion that the resolution be adopted.
Second. Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman, second by Councilmember Ryan. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Moeller,
Yes?
Pullman,
Yes.
Fear,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, 7-0.
Thank you. We go to agenda item number 11, which is a resolution involving AFSCME Local 475 collective bargaining agreement.
A resolution approving the terms and conditions of a successor collective bargaining agreement negotiated between the City of Hamilton, Ohio, and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFSCME Local 475, AFL-CIO, and authorizing and directing the execution of said collective bargaining agreement.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Lauer.
I'd like to make a motion that the resolution be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Lauer, seconded by Councilmember Nab. And then, no, seconded by Councilmember Ryan, whose voices I swear sound alike. We got a first and a second.
God.
Any discussion besides those discussions? Okay, there's no discussion. Roll call vote.
Moeller,
Yes?
Pullman,
Yes.
Fear,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, 7-0.
Go to agenda item number 12, resolution involving our health department's participation in the Medicaid Administrative Claiming Program.
A resolution ratifying the acceptance and execution of an agreement between the City of Hamilton, Ohio and the Ohio Department of Health relative to the Health Department's participation in the Medicaid Administrative Claiming Program, authorizing and directing the City Manager to execute all documents necessary to accept and receive said grant funds.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the resolution be adopted.
Second.
By Councilmember Vaughn, second by Vice Mayor Pullman. Any discussion on this one? I want to thank the Health Department. This result in healthier people, I believe, and that's always what we want. Roll call vote.
Moeller.
Yes.
Pullman.
Yes.
Fear.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Nab.
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, 7-0.
Audience of City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to touch on Monday night was the kickoff for the Better Hamilton barbecuing series. So we were out at Bailey Square Monday night, and we'll be throughout the city between now and September for 7 other barbecuing events, at least 7 that we have on the calendar right now. But this is an opportunity for people to come out to connect with their neighbors, community members, leaders, city council folks, city administration, our public safety departments, HPD, HFD. It's just a great chance for people to come together, talk about what's going on around town, share some ideas, and share some great food. So I want to thank everyone who turned out Monday night. It was a little on the cool side with our first barbecue, a little overcast, but there was a great crowd, a great energy, and we look forward to taking this into many other neighborhoods between now and later this summer and fall. I also just want to point out that tomorrow morning is the groundbreaking for Booker T. Washington Community Center expansion. It's a $1.7 million expansion funded by Butler County ARPA money and City of Hamilton CDBG grant money that the city contributed to this expansion, including a complete renovation of the kitchen there. So look forward to being out there tomorrow morning, breaking ground, and bringing another great value to our community center in a Riverview neighborhood.
Thank you. Audience of City Council.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Lauer.
I'd like to thank all our employees who took all their time on the weekend and to fight off the storm and all the problems we had with the weather. A lot of guys worked a lot of hours and didn't question a thing. They were out there, they were enthusiastic, they were good about it, and I believe that they were very, very efficient in making this as minimal as possible, making the inconvenience as minimal as possible. They did a great job. Very proud of those guys.
Did a great job. The linemen, they were probably busy a good part of the weekend, but they were worn out, but they did a great job for our city. Anyone else? Executive session?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, for 2 reasons. First, to consider confidential information related to marketing plans, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance. And to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
Thank you. Let's address the first one first. Your motion to executive session is necessary to protect the interests of the applicant or the possible investment or expenditure of public funds to be made in connection with the economic development project.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Nab, seconded by Councilmember Fear. Roll call vote on that motion, please.
Moeller.
Yes.
Pullman.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Fear.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Nab.
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Motion adopted, 7-0.
Motion was adopted at 6:59. Is in there a motion that council go in executive session for the stated purposes given by the city manager?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Pullman, seconded by Councilmember Fear. Roll call vote on that motion, please.
Moeller.
Yes.
Pullman.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Fear.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Nab.
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Motion adopted, 7-0.
Motion was adopted at 7 o'clock. Okay, that takes care of our public meeting for city council for tonight. We'll come out of the executive session only to adjourn the regular meeting. So thank you all for being here.